What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello and welcome to my Sunday bonus video. Today we're going to be going through my entire eyeshadow palette collection right here and pulling the 4 palettes that y'all will have to choose from for my upcoming Throwback Thursday video. So if you're new here and you're unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, Throwback Thursday is a series on my channel that I started as a way to get use out of the older eyeshadow palettes in my collection. So every Sunday I post a bonus video just like this one right here on my channel, and then I put a poll over my community section with the names and pictures of each of the palettes. I give y'all a few days to vote, and then on Thursday we play with the winning palette. Now, since it's October, we are playing with spooky palettes all month long. We have already played with Strange and Unusual from Bella Beauty Bar. We played with Devour from Unearthly, and then last week we played with Twisted Tea Party from Ensley Rain. So let's go ahead and dive in. We're going to start with the top drawer up here, and we're going to go all the way down. So top drawer has been rearranged just a little bit, not since last week, but if you've watched them in the past and you missed last week's, I did rearrange this. So we now have Unearthly and we have Nomad. It just kind of fits better this way. As always, we don't really have anything in this drawer. I do have the Haunted Europe palette, and then I have Ghost Town USA, but I recently created a look with both of these on my channel as like in honor of the return for spooky season. So I've kind of been skipping those and nobody's really requested them, so we're not going to pull them. And then I don't have anything over here with Unearthly because we already played with Devour, and then Not Normal, which I believe is a spooky season release. I could be wrong. So sorry, I can't speak. But they're actually remastering this one and expanding the color story. So we're going to wait because I did order that one. And as soon as it gets here, we're going to do like a comparison video and then create a look. So let's skip this drawer and move on to the next one right here. And in here, we have Bella Beauty Bar over here. We have Ensley Rain. And then back here, we have Cosmic Beauty. So let's see here. I think we're going to pull Recently De-Influenced again. I pulled it last week, but I ended up putting it back. So we're going to pull that one. I think we're going to skip Gothic again, or maybe I shouldn't. This one's actually coming back in stock. It's either already in stock when you're seeing this video or it's coming very soon. So I think I'm going to go ahead and pull this one for now. I've recently used Basic Witch on my channel, so I'm not going to use that one. We just did Strange and Unusual. And then as far as Ensley Rain goes, this is the only one that I have, and we just played with that one last week. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next drawer down, which is going to be this one right here. And this one has Adept back here. We've got Odin's Eye and we have Blend Bunny. Now, unfortunately, Adept does not have any spooky season palettes, although I would love to see one, and I think I've said that before. Blend Bunny has one, and it's one that I don't really like to play with during spooky season because it just doesn't give me the spooky season vibe. It's a sickly sweet palette. It's absolutely beautiful, but oops, it's pastel. So we're going to skip that one as well. And I'm thinking of pulling back out one of these. So I've already pulled both of them, but neither one of them have one. But I really want to play with one of them. So which one do we want to pull for this week? I'm kind of thinking Trick or Treat. It's like the quintessential Halloween palette, and I'm feeling the vibe of this one. So we're going to pull that one out, and then we're going to move on to the next drawer. And this one down here has all of my glam light back here. We've got Gourmande Girls, Wicked Widow Beauty, Glaminatrix, and Fantasy Cosmetica. Now, I do have a video coming with this one very soon. I'm just waiting on one more palette to get here before I can create it. And since things are getting away from me, I think I'm going to pull this one for now and see what happens. I had planned on doing a short with this one, but there's just so much coming out and so much going on that I haven't gotten around to it. And I love this palette. It's so cute. The color story in here is beautiful, and I really enjoy this one. So we're going to go ahead and pull this one for this week for now. We're definitely going to have to probably dwindle down per usual. I always pull way too many palettes, but I don't think there's anything else in here. Oh, Simply Posh is in here as well, but I don't think there's anything else in here as far as spooky season goes aside from Glam Light. So again, We have both of the Nightmare on Elm Street palettes. We have, which one is this? The Freddy Krueger palette, which is your green one. That one was in last week and it didn't win. And then we have the Dream Master palette, which is your all red palette. And that one is so incredibly beautiful as well. We've got Ghostface back here. And that one, in case you haven't seen it, looks like this. It's a very cool tone neutral palette, which is something I'm kind of coming around to. I didn't think I ever would, just because I've never really preferred grays, but I've done a couple looks lately that I've really enjoyed. We've got the two Scooby-Doo palettes. So we've got Retro Raggy, which is this one, and then we've got Creeps and Crawls. Retro Raggy is actually my favorite of the two, surprisingly. We've got the Chucky Crazy in Love palette. Do I want to pull this one? Now, technically, this was a Valentine's Day release. It was like an anti-Valentine's Day, but it's a Chucky palette. That's a horror movie, and it's a horror themed palette. But I'm kind of thinking of pulling this one. I haven't played with it in a while, and this one is beautiful. I never got the new Chucky one just because it didn't really do it for me. It was very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very like Crayola colored. I don't know. There wasn't anything special about it. But we're going to pull that one for now. And then I think we're going to leave the rest of these alone. And we're going to move on to the next drawer. Now, I do have the new Halloween 2 palette coming from Glamlight. And I also ordered Camp Crystal Lake from Friday the 13th. So those are on their way. And they will be featured very soon. Now moving down to this drawer right here, there's not a whole lot in here. Let me readjust real quick. Okay, so into this drawer, there's not really a whole lot in here. This palette is going to be included in the video that I keep referring to. It's going to be 4 palettes, 4 looks. They're all new to me palettes, but they're not like new on the market palettes. So those will be coming very soon. Like I said, I'm waiting on one more palette for that one. And then back here, we've got Sydney Grace. We've got Lunar Beauty. I've got Jolie Beauty down here, which I do have the new Jolie Beauty Spooky palette. That one should be going up tomorrow, I believe. We'll see what happens. We've got Juvia's Place, the rest of my ColourPop, Sigma, and then of course we have Melt. We have Vida and Muerte. That video is coming very soon as well. But let's go ahead and move on to the next drawer down. Okay, so this is always the drawer that's the big mess. So per usual, we've got a couple of palettes in here for spooky season, but there's not really a whole lot. So we've got the Mayday palette from Martine Cosmetics, which looks like this. Not really my color story for this time of year, and nobody has requested to see that one either. And then we have Castle of Horror from Ladybug Glow in collaboration with Blairdale MUA, one of my absolute favorites. And then we have the last two over here from Shroud in collaboration with Batty Bean, Betty Bean, Butte Bean, whatever you want to call her. I'm sure she doesn't mind any of the above, but these are beautiful. I don't support this brand anymore just because they've kind of ghosted people and I'm not really sure what's going on, but I do love Betty Jean. I do love these palettes and I do love playing with them. So we have the It's Freaking Bats palette. I drew a complete blank as to what that one is called. And then we have the Halloween palette, which is actually my favorite of the two. So I'm going to go ahead and pull in this one more time. And I think I don't know. I'm kind of thinking if maybe one of these doesn't win, maybe I can do like a palette bingo with the 2 palettes. I don't know. It just depends on what I have time for. I've got a lot of content planned, but I also have a lot not planned. So we'll kind of see what happens. But that's really kind of it for in this drawer right here. Everything else is just regular run-of-the-mill palettes. We've got some Christmas palettes in here. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so we've pulled this one. I'm going to put that up there. Close that drawer. Down here are all of my singles, so we're going to skip this one. And then we always skip this drawer over here as well because this one is all of my high-end palettes, some really old palettes that I don't play with, and there's not anything in here that's spooky themed. Sorry I didn't open it all the way. I'm kind of in the way. I can't get it open any further. But we're going to skip this drawer. So let me go ahead and pull down the palettes that we've pulled so we can see what we have and then start making some cuts. Alright, so I pulled 6 palettes, so we need to get rid of 2 because I only have space for 4 in the pull. So I don't know which ones I want to get rid of. I think I want to leave in Chucky Crazy in Love just because, like I said, I'm really kind of feeling this color story. It's beautiful, it's dark, it's grungy. There is a little bit of lightness in here, but I kind of want to play with this one. So we're going to leave in this one for sure. And then it comes down to these over here. So what do we want to do? I think I want to leave this one in as well just because I really like this color story too. I think it's very unique. It just has like this kind of old-timey Hollywood monster feel to it. Perfect for the season, and I love their little 8pan palettes that they did. I was hoping they would do another one this year and they didn't. Okay, so we're down to these 4 right here, and I need to get rid of 2. So this is a very, very tough decision. So we've got this one right here, which is the Trick or Treat palette from Odin's Eye in collaboration with Angelica Nyqvist. We've got the recently de-influenced palette. So incredibly beautiful. We've got Halloween from Shroud and Betty Jean. And then lastly, we have the Gothic palette. And you know what? I'm kind of feeling these 2 right here just because they're giving me more of that spooky season vibe. And the closer we get to Halloween, the more of that vibe I'm feeling. So I think we're going to leave in these 2 and we're going to take these 2 out. But we do still have one more week after this one. So this isn't the last Throwback Thursday for October, but I think these right here are going to be our 4 finalists for this week. So let's do one more close-up so you can see what the color stories, what we're working with, and then I will have my poll over my community section. So let's start with this one up here. This is the Wicked Widow Graveyard Smash palette. So cute. I love Frankenstein and his bride on the front, but this is our beautiful color story. So you've got 4 mattes, 4 shimmers, very, very pretty. I love the selection in here. The formula is great as well. Then from Glamlight in collaboration with Chucky, we have the Crazy in Love palette with its lenticular motion on the front, and we have this very, very dark, grungy color story. And believe it or not, I don't need to pull in anything else to create a look with this because that top row right there has plenty of lightness, and those shades do blow out really nicely that I can get the depth that I want with this palette. So there is that one. And then from Odin's Eye in collaboration with Angelica Nyqvist, we have the Trick or Treat palette, one of 2 that she came out with last year. And I believe these are on sale right now. I'm not sure if they still are, but I saw a post, I think yesterday or day before maybe, that they were on sale. But very pretty, very Halloween, very spooky season. I love this palette. I think this one is actually my favorite of the 2, even though I love the blues and the purples in the other one. This one just calls to me as far as spooky season goes. So we have that one. And then last but not least, we have the Halloween palette from Betty Jean in collaboration with Shroud. And that is that color story. Very similar to the one from Odin's Eye, but not exactly the same. So those are going to be your 4 finalists. Make sure that you head over to my community section, cast your vote, and I cannot wait to see what is going to win this week. But until my next video, have a good one. Bye.